Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about selling your business privately. I have so many friends that when they decide to sell their business, they say, I'm not going to go with a broker because they charge me a commission and I don't want to pay anything. And they're right, they don't have to pay a commission if they sell privately. But the thing that they don't realize is they actually are doing themselves a disservice usually, and they'll end up selling their business for far less money than if they had sold with a broker, even when you include the commission. Let's dive into why that is and what you can do about it. Hey everyone, my name is Gregory Elfrink. I am the Director of Marketing at Empire Flippers, where we help people just like you buy and sell online businesses every single day of the week. So today we're talking about why selling privately probably is not a good idea. Now, before I get too deep into this video, make sure you subscribe because you already love this video. Here's the bell, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Before I get too deep into the video though, I want to say that I am biased, right? I mean, you could not be asking for a more biased voice in this. I work for a brokerage. My whole job of doing this YouTube channel is hoping that you, a good listener or watcher, come over here and buy or sell a business with us, right? So I am a very biased voice in this, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm not doing this as just, a self-promotion thing. I'm not usually terribly self-promotional. But when you go and decide to sell your business privately, there is a very strong chance you are going to sell your business for less than if you went with a broker. Now, most of my friends that do this, they want to avoid that commission. I have a friend, he sold a $300,000 affiliate site. It was right around that range. And he told me like, hey man, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to pay the commission. Hey, I get it. That would have been like 45K or something like that you'd have to pay the broker. But what he didn't get was that he actually missed out on an extra $20,000 that could have been in his pocket because he ended up selling his site for too little. He probably could have sold that site for 375K, pay us even more commission than if he had sold it at 300K with us. And he would have walked away with an extra $20,000 in his pocket when you get rid of, when you take out our actual commission. So this is what I mean when it comes to selling privately. There's a lot of caveats here that often make it not such a good deal. So why is it that you can sell your business typically for more money, even when you take into account our commission, with a broker versus going privately? Well, that comes down to a few reasons. First off, and this is probably the most common reason why you'll end up making more money with us when you go with a broker, is we just know how businesses are valued. We do this every single day of the week. Most entrepreneurs, they might sell one, maybe 3 or 4 businesses a year if they're extremely prolific. And that means at most, they're usually looking at valuations between 1 to 4 times a year. We do 1 to 4 valuations probably like in a couple hours, right? We know the market very, very well. We're selling businesses almost every single day of the week. We're just in the game. We know what things are valued at and what is the proper valuation. And most sellers, they usually fall into 2 different traps that are equally bad for them. They either price their valuation to an unrealistically high level, or they have no idea what the business is really worth, which is the same with the guy who priced it high level, but or they have no idea what the business is worth and they price it super, super low to drive interest, right? But they don't really know what they're doing because they've only sold maybe 1 business, right? They're just not very much, their pulse isn't on the industry, right? So this is why I always suggest, even if you're going to go private, use something like our valuation tool to at least have a good baseline of what your business is worth. And that's 100% free, whether you use us or not. So I would definitely take up that resource, which you can do in the description down below. The other thing that brokers can help you with, such as us, is that we know the market. Now this kind of plays in hand with the valuation thing that I just was talking about, but it's a little bit different because our valuation tool will spit out a good estimated range. But when we see a quality business, we know, okay, we can charge way more. This is a much higher sales multiple when it comes to our vetting. And we know our buyers are willing to pay for it because our buyers, they know us and they're willing to pay a premium price for a premium business. And we can often command that premium price for you. So that is one of the other big benefits, is that we know the market. The other thing is we have the buyers. This is something a lot of people who sell privately don't ever think about, is how are you going to go and find the buyers? This is a tough thing to do. First, you have to qualify them. Well, first you have to find people to actually look at your business, right? Then you need to qualify them. And then you need to make sure they have the money. You need to make sure they're serious. There's just this very long path of frustration ahead of you for most people that decide to sell privately. Now, if you already are a big name in internet marketing, online business, you have a big audience and an email list and all that kind of stuff, this probably won't be as big of an issue for you. But that's not most of us. So this is actually a very troublesome thing, and it could take a lot of time. And if you didn't do your valuation right, then that means when you do find a qualified buyer, you're still getting the short end of the stick there. A lot of sellers, when they go private, because of how difficult it can be to find a good buyer, they will just end up lowballing themselves. They will take the price down on purpose. So just to drive more interest into the business they are selling. So versus us, when you use a broker, you don't have to go find buyers, right? You can just leverage what we already have. And we have literally over 1,000 people every single week coming to our marketplace and registering with us. And out of those people, we have tons of people who are doing what is called proof of funds, where they prove to us how much money they actually have in their bank account to go and buy a business. To date, as the recording of this video, the total liquidity of investable money that our buyer audience has is over $750 million. That's a lot of money and plenty of money to buy a business like what you want to sell. And because of this big buyer database that we do have, you get to have a benefit that you really don't get when you're selling privately. And that is two buyers going head to head trying to acquire your business. They're going to outcompete each other, outbid each other, especially if you have a really premium business. They want your business. And when you go privately, there's just not the same kind of frenzy that's happening there. So the private deals, there is not as much competitiveness as what would happen if you decided to sell with a broker. The funny thing is, most of the private buyers, the main reason why people buy off-market deals away from brokers isn't because they're giving the seller a better deal. Usually it's because they are going to be able to convince you to lower your price and sell it for a much lower price than if they had bought it from a marketplace like us. They're looking for good deals, which translates into lower price businesses. And that's what you're competing against when you're in the private market. Now, that brings me into my next big thing of why you will be able to sell a business for a lot more when you use a broker like us, and that's negotiations. If you never negotiated a business sale, especially a 7-figure one or even a high 6-figure one, they can be a bit complicated. There's a bunch of terms, there's legal agreements, there's escrow, there's all sorts of different stuff there. And the buyer, again, if you're doing privately, he is going to try to lower your sales price ultimately because he wants a good, juicy off-market deal. When you use a broker like us, we have a fully trained sales team that is there, that they have your back. They're fiscally responsible to you. Our fiduciary responsibility is to you as the seller, and we only get paid if we sell your business. So we want to make sure that you get the best possible price. Now, we still want the buyer to win, of course, but we want you to also win. And that is one of the big benefits. You get to leverage an entire sales team to go ahead and negotiate the deal for you on your behalf with a pretty hands-off service for the most part. So those are all the reasons, and there's actually a lot more reasons why a broker can give you a much higher sales price than if you go privately, but those are just a few. Now, again, remember, I said at the top of this video, I am biased because I work for a brokerage, so of course I'm going to tell you that going for a broker is a better deal. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is truly better to go private. It's just not usually the case. Unfortunately, for most of my friends that have gone privately, usually I think I could have gotten them a better deal if they decided to come onto the Empire Flippers marketplace, even when it comes to paying our commission. Just like my buddy with the 300K website, I could have got him an extra $320,000. The actual number would have been like $19,750 if you want to be internet marketing specifically. But yeah, you can usually get more money when you come with a broker, hands down, because of all the systems, all the market share that they have, and all the skills and knowledge they have on the industry. So if you are looking to sell your business and you want to see how much your business could actually sell for on our marketplace, go ahead, go to the description down below this video, and you'll find the link to our valuation tool. It's a 100% free tool. It uses real sales back data, and it will give you a strong estimation of what your business is worth and what you could sell for it on our marketplace. Now, if you decide to go private and you're just like, screw you, Greg, I hate your advice, I'm still going private, I would highly recommend you to still use that tool because it'll give you a good base, a good foundation of what you should sell your business for so you don't undercut yourself if you do decide to go privately. Okay guys, if you like this video, please hit subscribe. It would mean a lot to me as we're trying to do more and more YouTube videos. And leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts about going private? What frustrations did you face when you decided to go private, if you did at all? Love to hear what you have to say, because obviously I only see one side of it. But yeah, leave your comment down below and share this video if you really enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Bye.